Hello, lovely people, and today I'm gonna just talk about because at the moment I have been trying to edit a video to only realize that I'm not gonna publish it because everything that I've added in it, it just does not make sense. Like, I edited all the awkward pauses, I resequenced it, and still it just does not make sense. Maybe it's the perfectionist mindset that's in me and I'm trying to work on it because I've realized that there is a loop that you get into if you're it's like the carrot and stick. The carrot is perfectionism. The more you try to chase it, the further it gets away, and there's actually no point in chasing for that. And that's something that I've really struggled with, which is why I have started a lot of things and then all of those have ended up going nowhere. And the same happened today. Maybe it's a different day, or the universe is signaling me it's not going to work today. So right now I'm just sitting right here in front of the camera, just trying to ramble in front of you. If you're also the kind of a person who goes through this, luckily I have done one blog. I need to add a few things to it, but it's pretty much done. There are times when it's kind of like a tap, creativity works like that. It's your mind that's sometimes clogged, and when you open that tap, it's flowing continuously, and then there's a block and you feel a bit stumped for a while. Okay, what else should I do? Should I add in a bit of this? Should I add in that? And also, since I'm not very used to public speaking, which is another skill that I'm trying to work on, because it's a very valuable thing that every individual needs to have. It does not matter whether you're introverted or extroverted. I've seen a lot of extroverts who are not that good with, maybe articulating themselves in public or just explaining things well, while an introvert, on the other hand, I've seen there are people who are really good at teaching but are quite shy and don't usually interact with others. So yes, coming back to public speaking, I am trying to work on that. I'm also trying to get comfortable in front of the camera. um, there are times when I'm trying to say something, I forget what I'm trying to say, and I pause, and then that pause can become quite long, and then I don't know what to say. Like, it's literally happening to me right now as I'm talking to you guys. But I feel it's important to see yourself, at least I believe that I'm knowing a lot about myself by recording myself and editing my videos. It just really lays down my, like, communication skills. Like, how am I interacting and how am I putting out my thoughts to other people and how would they perceive me? I think everyone has that inner energy that needs to be out there, that needs to be, but there is something that is holding us back from putting it out there. Maybe it's because it's unfamiliar. Maybe it's also because that it's weird to talk in front of square devices. I don't know. I was thinking to either create a plan, but then again, creating a plan, like, I've done a lot of plans and they've only ended up being there on paper instead of getting executed, because then I realized, oh, then there's something wrong again here and this couldn't be done, which is why I am trying to execute more, take more actions instead of just planning it in my head, which is the motto for this year. Also, every time I look at other people for like inspiration or trying to learn, there are so many things out there, and that also gets confusing as to which direction should you take. And I have not been that person who can stick to one thing. So I've realized that Shivarika, just pick one thing and just do that. Just stick to it and finish it. Also, keep things really simple, because as you try to do more and more, like for example, this video needs to have, an introduction, and it needs to have this information, or you can't do without mentioning this. You have to touch on these areas. But I think one thing that's really helped me is to look at certain channels or certain platforms where people have consistently put out their work despite having very, quote unquote, unpolished presentation. Like, they will not have the best thumbnails, they won't have the best graphics or editing or transition. They've kept it really simple, and that is something that I'm trying to do, is to keep things really simple and minimal so that I don't have to work a lot, and while I'm also building consistency in putting out my work out there. It's like my mantra right now that I'm trying to hold on to, so that I don't get lost in my perfect little world. Another thing for sure is I'm trying to streamline the system, because as much as I said that the process needs to be simple, there has to be a very well-oiled system in place which feels effortless. Well, you have to put effort everywhere. There's no doubt about that, but there are certain things when you make a long list, it can feel dreadful and you may feel like procrastinating it. So that's something that I'm looking into and trying to see and question each and everything on that. How can I make it very easy? So I'm looking forward to what I'm going to produce and how this journey is going to be when I am posting continuously, because like I said, I'm in it because I just want to do it. Like, there is this inner energy after so many years of hesitation that's telling me you should go for it, do it, just do it. Let's see how it goes. Feel free to share if you go through it and how do you cope with it. Until then, see you next time. Bye bye.